Guys, I know I've made several videos with this topic or something around this topic, but I want to talk about collecting again, but why do you collect and what do you collect for? And the reason why I want to bring up this topic is because I think people tend to lose like the reason why they started, or they shift their focus, or they kind of forget the purpose that they intended for their collections. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I see so many people get caught up in the idea of, I need to buy this because it will be worth something in the future. Or if I get this signed, I need to do it this way on this item to maximize my return from selling this in the future. And it's crazy because I have definitely fallen into that trap of where I felt like I needed to buy something, right? Because, FOMO definitely plays a part of this, fear of missing out. But if you really want it, you would go get it, right? I do believe that we as collectors, we get in the mindset of, I need to have one to rock with this figure and one to stock, because if I keep one on card, it'll be worth something in the future. It'll be worth hundreds of dollars or whatever. And sometimes that's the case, and sometimes it isn't. And if you've been collecting in the game for long enough, you can almost determine what's going to be worth something and what's not. For example, if it's a limited release of a figure, or if it was a con exclusive or a misprint, whatever, obviously that type of stuff has a tendency to increase in value. But the reason why I bring this up is because I think it's the meaning behind it. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I have, in real time, have thought about this while making decisions. And I want to say that again. I have thought about what would mean more to me in real time when making decisions on purchasing something for the collection. Okay? And behind me are some prime examples. Okay? Also, up there are some signed comics. I have another comic over there. And this is not like a flex, okay? Because everything that I have signed, besides one signature, because the guy just didn't ask me and I didn't even bother telling him to do so, was personalized. So if it's personalized, who is going to buy a personalized signature, you know what I mean, of a famous person? Like if my name is Josh and Dan comes to buy a comic that is signed directed towards Josh, is Dan going to pay top dollar for that comic? No, Dan is not going to, because it says Josh. So people can look at this in two ways. People can say, well, dude, you just screwed yourself over. That could have been an investment. Then there's the other side of it, where people can say, you know what, that's very thoughtful and meaningful. That's like a memory. You're right, a memory, or a way to commemorate like that moment, to solidify it, it's like a conversation piece, things of that nature. And that's kind of what I'm striving for. I get it all personalized because I can say, hey, I talked to Sean Gunn. Like, hey, I talked to Mike Gwynn, the guy who is Nia Nub. I talked to James Arnold Taylor, freaking Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Plo Koon. I talked to freaking Shola Mariduena, Blue Beetle. I talked to Tia Sakar, freaking Sabine. I have pictures over here with Peter Cullen, with Ashley Eckstein, James Arnold Taylor, and Matt Lanter, because I enjoy this stuff. Like, I want to look back and say, hey, that was, I mean, I know that I have the mental picture, but I like having that and saying, that's awesome because I was there for that. I talked to that person. I shook their hand. Even if it's only for 30 seconds, I can say, hey, I finally saw that person that I've always wanted to meet. And one of them, right there, you can barely see it, is the first version of, because at the time that was all I had, was that first version of Maul as a Funko Pop. That was the only thing I had boxed. That was Darth Maul. And instead of going out of my way to buy a new figure or purchase something else for him to get signed, I was like, I'm just going to take what I have. And I did. Because I found out in such a short notice. 2 weeks before it happened, I saw online that a comic book store about an hour and a half away from me was having a signing event with Ray Park. Excuse me. And I was so excited. I mean, basically, it took up my whole afternoon because of how long the line was, but I didn't care because I got to talk to Ray Park, and I got to tell him things I've always wanted to tell him. And to me, that means a lot. And even though my picture with Peter Cullen, I wasn't able to see him at his booth because he had a 3 to 4 hour wait literally the entire time we were at that Comic-Con that year. So I wasn't able to stop and talk to him, but I did get to throw out a few things before we took our picture. And even though he didn't really say much back, that meant something to me. You know, I'm not trying to idolize these people. It's just that I appreciate their craft, right? And what they did through their art inspires me. And seeing that and doing things like this is a way to, I guess, show thanks, but also capture that moment for me. And it just, I don't know, it speaks volumes. Like, to me, that Sean Gunn signature with Rocket Raccoon, that speaks more to me than buying the Hot Toys Rocket Raccoon. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, Hot Toys Hot Toys Rocket Raccoon looks freaking cool, but that's like $200 something. This is just a little mini poster with a signature on it, which is fine, which is still cool. And you know, somebody's probably gonna be like, well, you could have just taken the figure box or the stand of the figure and got it signed, but I don't have a Hot Toys Rocket Raccoon, so I don't care. Anyways, like another story with Mr. Larry Hama. I've seen him 3 times now. No, 2 times. I've seen him 2 times. My bad. Sorry. And the first time I saw him, like, you know, people were probably thinking, like, oh, did you get the first issue signed by him? Did you get, you know, the silent issue number 21, like big G.I. Joe comics? Did you get these signed? The first thing that I ever got signed from Larry, well, and the second, they're really not, like, big money issues. They're just not. The first one I got out of this one over here, you can't really see it. It's G.I. Joe Special Missions. Is issue 1 or 2, has Roadblock, is it Breaker on the cover, and Rakondo. I was just so excited because I finally got a original issue of G.I. Joe, and that was the only one I had at the time. So I was like, I need to get this signed. I was like, because to me, this is like a personal experience. Like, it's like, hey, this is my first ever original G.I. Joe comic, and this is my first time meeting Larry. So that was my connection on why I got that one signed, and I got it personalized. The second one is issue 39, I believe. It's an all yellow background with Destro pointing his pistol at Storm Shadow. And the reason why I wanted to get that comic, like, I literally bought it at the convention we went to and was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I could get this signed by Larry, because I was like, there's this open blank yellow space and two of my most favorite G.I. Joe characters are on the cover. So that was literally my reasoning, was just, that's dope. And I think it'll look cool. And I think that's fine. You know, some people would say, again, that's stupid. Like, why did you get it personalized? And why didn't you get, you know, one of the money books signed? You know, because you could resell it. But that's the thing. I don't collect to resell. I collect because I enjoy it. I collect because it looks cool, because I find enjoyment in this kind of stuff. Like, whereas people get ready for Monday Night Football or whatever, I'm ready for the next Marvel show. Like, I'm ready for the next Transformers movie or show or whatever. Like, that's what I get hyped for. And I find myself enjoying that stuff more. Nothing against football. I don't have any beef with it. I used to watch sports a lot more than I do now, but even then I didn't watch them a lot. I love playing them. I just don't like watching them all the time. So there's that. But I don't know. I feel like people have kind of lost touch with reality. And because so many people are making profits off of things, like, everybody wants to collect because it's worth something. Well, to me, it is worth something, just not monetarily. It means something in here. Because whenever and this is going to sound really corny, but when I have kids, this is something I can share with them, these moments in time. So if for whatever reason, just saying, they might be trained in the ways of the Force, if whatever reason they like the stuff that I introduce them to, this will be theirs one day. And then they can share it with their kids, grandkids, you know what I mean? They can say, hey, this was monumental or whatever, not monument, but you get what I'm saying. This was that time he saw this guy. This was that time he saw this guy. He used to do this, you know? I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Anyways, that's all for today. I think I'm done yapping. It's almost 13 minutes in of just yapping. You guys stay safe. I know it's snowing a little bit here, but be careful if it's colder in your area or warmer. Yeah. Enjoy your week. Enjoy life. Be thankful for the little things and continue to strive. So stay hungry, okay? Stay hungry. Get in that word. Make sure you pray. Hold each other accountable. Do it in a loving and kind way. We're not bossing around. We're not judging. But yeah, it's been good, man. It's been really good. Y'all have a blessed day. May God be with you. And also, stay frosty.